So now that I've got my slab, I need to make my city buildings. Building by building, I'm going to cut them out of my slab. I want to use a ruler for a straight edge to make sure my buildings have nice clean edges. You can either use a wooden tool or a fettling knife that is in your caddy. Any of those tools with a nice point will help you to get clean lines. You can just put your, whatever it is that you're cutting with, your ruler down, give you that nice first edge, and then move it over, make the other side of your building. You want to get it nice and tidy, precise, clean lines. And then at the top, I'm just going to kind of guess because this is a different type of building top. Interesting roof. So just like when you're making cookies with a cookie cutter, you want to fit as many of the cookie cutters as you can on the dough without having to re-ball up the dough and start over. So let's try to fit as many buildings as we can in our first slab of clay so we get the most out of it. My next building is maybe a little smaller. It's okay if they're sideways, they're crooked, you're cutting them out, so it's like a puzzle. Okay, so that's my second one. Another one I'm gonna make, let's just say, for example, is a shorter one, wider though than the other two. So you're gonna get as many cut out as you can in one slab. Maybe this one's got an interesting building top, something we don't see very often. So now, I'm just going to peel back my clay, and then I'm going to have 3 individual buildings. And these I will eventually add to my base in the round. So I can put my little buildings on my board. I'm going to keep them on the board with no rag. That rag is going to start to dry out your pieces. So let's just put them on our board, make sure they stay bagged up really nicely, and then we can add our details to the pieces after we get all of our buildings made. So maybe this one has windows. Maybe I want to go into it with a finer tool. So I may use the pen tool that's in my caddy, take that out, and start adding my buildings. But I'm not going to do any of my details until I get my buildings made. So I actually will want a lot more buildings than this. Right now I have 5, but I will probably need to make 10 or 12. But for right now, I'm just adding some windows just to show you what it's like to add these details. And we will score and slip these on all together at the very end. So for example, this is my building with little windows in it. I'll have all the details I want on all my pieces before I score and slip them onto my base.